Mobility Disabilities Plan. To be better prepared as a nation, we must all do our part to plan for disasters. Individuals with or without disabilities can lessen the impact of a disaster by taking steps to prepare before an event occurs. This information is designed to help people with mobility disabilities begin to plan for emergencies. The term mobility disabilities refers primarily to people with little or no use of their legs or arms. They generally use wheelchairs, scooters, walkers, canes, and other devices as aids to movement. Evacuation. If you believe the weather or other hazard directly threatens you, leave your home or workplace. If officials order a mandatory evacuation, you must leave. Remaining in the face of a known hazard puts you in danger. Don't expect rescue at the height of an emergency. First responders cannot risk their own lives driving into a chemical cloud or against hurricane-force winds. Long before the evacuation order, set aside money and supplies. It's tough to do on a tight budget, but your life is at stake. Fire, the deadliest threat. For a person with a mobility disability, no disaster is more frequent or deadly than fire. Contact your fire department for help in evacuation planning, but make sure the advice fits your needs. Besides heeding the usual advice about fire safety at home, such as buying and maintaining smoke alarms and fire extinguishers, follow these tips. Buy clothing, linens, and blankets made of fire-resistant material. Arrange furniture so it does not obstruct a quick exit. Attach a small go bag to your wheelchair or walker. Contact support network members to help you if you must evacuate a building by stairway. Memorize a few critical phrases to quickly explain your situation to first responders, or write these phrases down. Practice your plan regularly. Multi-story buildings. The tragedy of September 11, 2001, focused the attention of people with disabilities on the potential for fire in skyscrapers and the challenges of evacuation. However, the threat is just as real when the fire alarm rings and the elevators stop in a small, multi-story building. Evacuation plans must be in place for small and large multi-story buildings. Evacuation devices. Several companies make products to facilitate the evacuation of wheelchair users or others with severe mobility disabilities. The most common are lightweight chairs used to carry a person down a stairway. A man with quadriplegia safely evacuated the World Trade Center using such a device with the help of several co-workers. If your building has not purchased evacuation devices, take responsibility to educate the facility's manager. Use of these devices requires training and cannot be left for the last minute. Finally, an evacuation device is not a substitute for a wheelchair. So plan how to get along if you must abandon your wheelchair. Evacuation devices are not universally accepted by all fire service and emergency management leaders. There is still a need to raise the awareness of emergency professionals about the benefits of these devices. Areas of refuge. Many fire chiefs support the concept of an area of refuge, a temporary shelter-in-place area in an office or public building. The area can be as simple as a stairwell, where wheelchair users and others gather to await rescue. Many modern buildings include a refuge area protected by flame retardants and equipped with two-way communication. Since September 11th, many people with disabilities have expressed reluctance to depend on areas of refuge, preferring to evacuate with everyone else. This may not always be possible, so learn the location of your building's designated refuge areas. Sheltering in place. If you are home when a sudden disaster occurs, you may take shelter there, where all is familiar and resources are close. It is important to keep a battery-operated radio or TV with you so that you can listen and follow directions from officials about steps to take. Contact members of your emergency support network and keep them informed of your actions and any changes in your condition. Shelters. Unless you have other severe disabilities, you should have little difficulty as a person with a mobility disability staying in a public shelter for a short time. Conditions in a shelter, usually a school building or an auditorium, are crowded, noisy, and boring. But these facilities can save your life. Wheelchair and scooter users may need assistance in transferring to and from a sleeping cot. People who use walkers or crutches might require aid navigating through a tightly packed shelter. Staff in a general public shelter can assist you with these tasks, but they cannot perform more complex medical procedures or help you with other activities of daily living. Ready kit and go bag. People with mobility disabilities may want to pack a pair of heavy gloves to use while wheeling or making your way over glass and debris. Extra battery for your motorized wheelchair or scooter. Jumper cables or specific recharging device to be connected to an automobile's cigarette lighter, patch kit, or can of seal-in air product to repair flat tires. Spare cane or walker.